We all know if that anybody in the US attempted to arrest Netanyahu if he came to the United States, that various people in the United States would immediately start attacking the ICC with bombs and stuff. They've already spoke about how they're going to try to sanction the ICC if they issue arrest warrants.
Al Jazeera.
Thank you, General. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. The International Criminal Court prosecutor today announced he's requesting arrest warrants against Prime Minister Netanyahu and of Israel and your counterpart, Mr. Gallant, over accusation of war crimes and crimes against humanity in Gaza. My first question, will your administration support this case, and will you cooperate with the court on this case? And the second question is, the U.S. being the main supporter of Israel, and in light of this case, will you reconsider the provision of weapons to Israel, some of which have been used to kill Palestinian civilians, according to President Biden? Thank you.
So I've seen press reports of, the ICC seeking arrest warrants, but I don't have anything to provide on that issue. Again, our focus continues to be on providing Israel what it needs to defend itself. That's been our focus from the very beginning, and as President Biden has said.
Right, yet, Biden admitting that the Israeli government is using US-made weapons to kill innocent civilians, not the Israeli government defending itself. It's not self-defense when you kill innocent people.
Said a number of times, our support to Israel remains ironclad. I think it's important to reflect back to how this got started. This brutal attack on October 7th,
Again, it's pretty typical for the defenders of the Israeli government to always harken back onto October 7th, like it justifies every single war crime that the Israeli government commits.
a number of Israeli and American civilians were killed in that assault, in that terrorist attack.
And since October 7th, almost 40,000 civilians have been killed. So that's several October 7th since October 7th committed against Palestinians.
There were over 230 hostages taken. Half of those hostages remain in custody. And so, again, our focus remains on providing support to Israel in its efforts to defend itself.
And the US government still wants to act like the Israeli government is just defending itself against Hamas, even though they admit that the Israeli government is using US-made weapons to kill innocent Palestinians.
And we very much would like to see the hostages returned safely.
Well, if you want to see the hostages returned, you need to put more pressure on Bibi Netanyahu and the Israeli government to accept a ceasefire proposal. Hamas did accept one, but Bibi Netanyahu said no because he still wants to use the hostages as pawns.
And in terms of the decision to provide weapons to Israel, again, I won't engage in any type of speculation going forward, but again, my hope would be that we do what's necessary to protect civilians in the battle space, and you'll hear me say that over and over again. I don't think the two things are incompatible. I think you can conduct military operations effectively and also account for civilians in the battle space.
Which the Israeli government isn't doing because Biden has already admitted that the Israeli government is using US-made weapons to kill